Beloved, good morning. Good morning once again and welcome to Peny Radio and PenyGh. Wherever you're doing the listening, we want to welcome you to this wonderful day. Today is a beautiful, beautiful Wednesday morning, the 23rd day of September 2020. It is Random Thought with Maxine. Wherever you're doing the watching, if you're doing the listening on radio, you're welcome. If you're watching us on YouTube, you're welcome. Today you can be a part of this program early, right from the beginning. You can share your comments with us. If you have any question, you can share with us if you're watching on YouTube in the comment section. There is a live chat, okay? So you can share with us in the chat session. If you're doing the listening on radio, Peny Radio, do share with us on WhatsApp 0543-829571 0543-829571. All right, so Maxine is here in the studios, and I don't know if you're ready to welcome her, but I'm ready. All right, so Maxine is here, everybody. Maxine, good morning.
Good morning, all of you. It's always a pleasure connecting with you. It's Wednesday and we are here. Anna.
Yeah, yaba.
Yaba no deni yaba.
So today we're leaving no stone unturned.
Not at all. We won't do that mistake.
All right. So Maxine, today is a Wednesday. It's midweek.
Yes.
So how has the week treated you so far?
The week has been good. It has been good. Just this morning when I was preparing to come to the studio, I took time off. I don't know. You know those moments that you are doing something and then you just snap out of the scene you are doing and then go and do another scene.
Yeah.
So I just snapped out of what I was doing. I was just reading through the things I've prepared to share with my lovely listeners. And then I just snapped out of that activity and I just thought about the goodness of the Lord. You know, there are times that you know there's nothing happening in your life, but you are happy.
Yeah.
So I just thought for like some few minutes and I'm like, I can feel that there's something going to happen real soon.
Yeah.
I don't see it. I don't have a clue as to when it's going to happen. But I am feeling, and the feeling is a good one. And you are listening to me right now. And probably there's nothing happening in your life. It's just like you are just okay with the routine. But I had that feeling 10 minutes ago when I was just preparing and I snapped out of that preparation. Can you also trust God to put that joy in your heart? Not because you have seen it, but because you're expecting it and you know God will come through for you. So forever it is, for whatever you are hoping for whatever you are looking forward to getting, start feeling it and start thanking God for it. I mean, it might sound absurd, but Charlie, it works. Try it. So this is how I'm feeling. Yeah, this is how I'm feeling this morning. And so please feel it with me. Tap into it.
All right. So this is how it is about giving hope. Okay. Yeah. So this is what all hope is about. You don't know it, but you feel it. You know that it's going to happen. Yeah. And you know it's going to be really soon.
You are close.
Yeah. Though you've not seen it with your eyes yet, you hope you get it. Yeah. That is faith. And I think some faith is building up within.
Sure.
And I know it will manifest. Yeah. So if you're not joining us, this is Wednesday and it is Random Thought with Maxine. And so Maxine was telling us how the week is treating her, how she's feeling right now. I don't know how you're also feeling right now, but hey. Yeah. The feeling is good.
It's good.
So, Maxine, with this feeling, just take us through.
Okay. So, when I came to the studio, the first question Dominic asked me, what are we treating? It's almost like every time that's the question I get to hear first, because he's usually not privy to what we are discussing. And I also want to keep him in suspense so that the more we do this together, the more we can all enjoy the suspense from his angle. I like it when his face is like, okay, so what are we treating this morning? And I just said, forget me not. And he said, it's a name of a flower. And I said, yeah, I know. So the first time I heard forget me not as being a type of flower, I was amazed because, you know, in this part of our world, All we know is tulip, rose, lily, and all that. But the first time I heard forget me not, it was through a pen pal, then in the US. And you know how these Abrofo children are. They ask a lot of questions. So I think in one of our correspondence, she asked the question, what are your favorite flowers? And you know me, I only said the ones we know. You say sunflower, you say tulips, you say roses, you say lilies. And he said, okay, for me, I like forget me not. I don't know what the history around the name is, but I kind of like it, forget me not. It feels like that flower speaks to anybody who has it in their room, their garden, that there's a part of them that must not be forgotten. I honestly have seen images of forget me not on the internet. I've not had the opportunity to encounter forget me not like physically, but they are beautiful. And I think through it, I'm like, forget me not is the question, and is some kind of state that mostly we find ourselves. This morning, I'll tell you something that happened some years back. My mom came back from the market one evening, very down. Then, you know how it is like with our mothers. You ask why she's down, she wasn't saying anything. Then finally, she spoke. She said she saw one of her classmates around the market area. The lady was in a car. She waved at her and she pretended as if on Kaino. And my mother gave me a whole history about how she knew the woman through a mutual friend. They are close. It's not like they are acquaintances. I mean, once a while they meet, fine. But they had a relationship going on. And she was hurt. So she came back home saying that, now Tika, is it because she's in a car or she's driving and I am walking? And when she said that, it kind of like struck me that there are people that we think we know. And sometimes we know that we are on a certain level with them. And we see them and we wave, we smile, we are all grinning. And they are looking at us like, do I know you somewhere? And that feeling hurts. I don't know if you've ever gone to an office saying that you're looking for someone, and whoever the first point of call is, secretary will say, okay, can you please wait for a little more than you are? Can we wait for the next 30 minutes? I'll tell the person you are here. You know how it is like. And so you comply because it's an office setting and you must comply with the rules. Then you sit close to like an hour, getting to 2 hours, and nobody says anything. Then from nowhere, this lady comes and say, oh, madam, you are still here. I forgot about you. That feeling kills. Oh, you should have alerted me, especially when the person says that. You should have alerted me. They're like, so you forgot about me. I don't know if you've been to the bank. Usually when the queue is that long and you have other transactions, you tell the person that, oh, I have to do 1 or 2 things quickly. So if someone comes around, just tell them I am the one here. You know how it is. You just greet and courteously say, oh, I want to receive a call outside, or there's something I'm picking. When it gets to my turn, just tell somebody I am here. And then you come back and you find the person getting close to the teller. And then you are just going to join where you know you are supposed to be sitting. And then from nowhere, people want to say, hey, where from you? They're like, oh, I told this gentleman that I am going to do 1 or 2 things outside. I'll be back. And the person tells you, oh, I forgot. Then it means what? The people too there will not understand ordinarily, because they have been in the queue moving from one seat to the other, only for somebody to come and, as we say, cross the line and tell you that I'm here. And so can you please move? And sometimes it hurts to the extent that you can't even say anything. We've all been forgotten at a point. Friends, family, work colleagues, church friends, wives, children, we've all at a point been forgotten. We've been forgotten. And when we are forgotten, it feels like we have been used. We have wasted our time. But most often than not, we tend to play the victims instead of the culprits. It's easy to say, you forgot about me. But it's not easy for you to say, I forgot about him. And so we blame people when they forget us, when they cannot remember us, remember our names. Like, we sat in the same class. How come you cannot remember me? And we are hurt. You are listening right now, and there are some few old classmates who have pulled up those surprises on you. And up till now, you still can recount those incidents, and you are hurt to the core. But you see, it's always easy playing the victim. There are people who also, on the other hand, have been good to us. They have sorted us out. They have been there for us when we were down. They lifted us up. They gave us shoulders to cry on. They gave us hope. We did all the fun stuff with them, and we've also forgotten about them. I don't know what it is, whether it was a plea for the flowers to say forget me not, but nobody wants to be forgotten. Nobody wants to be forgotten. But we forget. People forget us. And once they forget us, there are questions that runs through our mind. Like, okay, was I a bad friend? Am I that forgettable? Wasn't I memorable? Am I that useless? And these are the questions that constantly will run through your mind. Why will this person not remember that we went through hard times together? Why won't they remember that we went through thick and thin together? Why won't they remember that I was there for them? Why have they forgotten about me so soon? Am I not memorable? And we feel useless. Some years back, 2015, I had an encounter with a friend. For all those who know me, and during that period, they know that if you see Maxine, you will see so and so. We were that cool. Then after just one or two life incidents, I wasn't hearing from the person. And obviously when people know that you and this person are really cool, they see you and they ask, oh, so where is that your friend? Are you guys still in touch? Those questions. And they are valid ones, of course. So I kept receiving a lot of these questions, and I didn't have answers to. The person knew my house. And there are times you think, oh, they just made an effort with a phone call you didn't pick up, and it ends there. But constantly I had to be lying and telling people, oh, we are fine, we are cool. Oh, but it's been a while. But I constantly will chip in that it's been a while. I don't remember the last time I heard from her. Just to let you know that when you bump into the person, the person says, I spoke to her yesterday. She said she spoke to you 2 days ago. That would be a lie. So I try as much as possible to give a bit of heads up, as in, okay, we are cool, but it's been a while. And then when they give reasons like, oh, we can understand, life is busy in Accra, we have a lot of things we are all battling with. People have gotten busy with responsibility of being parents, wives, mothers, and all that. So we can understand. But during that period, I felt what it is like to be forgotten. When you go all out for people, and in your darkest moments, nobody shows up, it hurts. You are listening right now, and probably you are just going through the same phase. I felt used. I felt that those people just needed me for a particular phase of their life? What didn't I do? And for me, when I am going all out, I go all out at the expense of my books, at the expense of my time, at the expense of my relaxation, just to be there. But interestingly, that's the fact. People always will remember the wrong things, but they will forget the good things you did for them. You just do something bad, sit in class with somebody, and in the next 10 years after school, they still will remember you for that bad thing you did, but they don't. I don't know if it's on purpose. They will not remember you for the good things. So that's how come people will say that sometimes you forget the bad and remember the good. But we always do not forget the bad, but we forget the good. And that's the reason why most often than not, we fail to show appreciation. We fail to say thank you. We fail to say that you were there for me. The question is that you speak like this and you are hurt, not because you were expecting reciprocity, but you were expecting that it's just nice. But somebody who says just nice is reciprocity. But you know you have shared the deepest part of your life with other people. And when they forget, it hurts. I know we all know the Joseph story. The dreamer Joseph, the one who do the interpretation of the dreams. He told the servant something, that when you go, do not forget me. It took years. It took years. I don't know what will go through Joseph's mind in that confinement. But the person benefited from his gifts. Yeah. And the person totally forgot. And we forget. You are listening right now. There's somebody you have to remember. There's somebody who is hurting because they know that outrightly you have forgotten about them, because when you have forgotten about all the sacrifices. Fine, there are real possibilities that we've gotten busy. It's true. But you see, the more you make people feel like you have forgotten about them, the more the people feel useless and feel like they didn't have any good thing to offer. And that's the state that a lot of people are in. We have felt at the point that we were used. We're useless. People just used us for their convenience. Once they got what they want, they've forgotten about us. I think through the experience of you bumping into somebody you sat in class with, somebody you have shared a meal with, somebody who will call you. There are people who will even give testimonies of people who were sleeping with them, exchanging shoes and dresses. When things were tough, they were sharing the last meal together. And now, thankfully, things are better now. And they can't just remember that this guy shared a meal with me when I didn't have cash. Interestingly, the people that we think that they should remember are those who forget us. Family members, friends, wives, colleagues, best friends, and all that. But for those who you did some good to randomly, you didn't invest much time, one-off good thing, are those who remember us. So yesterday I passed by my daddy's friend's place. The woman was thrilled to the point that she went into her room and brought a polythene of wax prints, 1 Hollandaise, 1 GTP, 2 Baileys, 1 Maracuja, and then 400 Ghana cedis. And you know what? She was telling me about some small boy B. He says those times when their father is going somewhere, he'll come and leave them with me. And their father would, because their mother was not in Accra, the man was working in Accra. And I was just giving them meals, come for this, eat this. She said just on her door, she heard a knock. Opened the door, and this was the boy. And she was just thinking that, oh, he's just in to say good morning or say, Ma, I brought you this. He said, not in her wildest dream did she ever think that this boy that she just gave some small rice and some small chicken like that will remember. And she brought all the items in that polythene bag just for us to see. She said she's been crying the whole day. Forget me not. There's somebody you have to remember. There's some kindness you have to show somebody. There is a call you have to make. There is somebody you need to encourage just because there is an incident that is playing in your mind and it's reminding you that you need to honor someone. You have forgotten about me is a very dense statement. I thought you have forgotten about me. And even as Christians, in our darkest moment, we sing the same of God. Why have you forsaken me? Free me. And that's how come Bible says that I will not forget you, because he knows what it means to forget. And he would even liken it to a mother who would breastfeed the baby and say, even if the woman who carried you in her womb will forget, I, the Lord, will not forget you. Because he knows that once we forget, or once he forgets us, we are doomed. And he cannot forget us. And this morning, I think that we are not God. I can understand. But we can also play our part. Come to terms with the fact that people would forget us. But let's also not depart from the fact that we can also remember people. Who are you remembering this morning? Who must you extend a thank you to? Who must you surprise this morning? You feel forgotten, right? You feel valueless, right? Don't beat yourself up. Think through what it is that you can also offer somebody. And somebody's listening like, what do we do with those who have forgotten us? It's a big question. Forget them too, right? Is that the way to go? Because there are some people who are worth forgetting. Sometimes it's for the good reasons. So if you are thinking through your head that there's somebody who has to remember you and there's somebody you have to forget, but sometimes we hold on to the people that have forgotten us and we place less value on ourselves. We hold on to relationship that we are trying too much to salvage. The people have forgotten you. Can we just move on? Sometimes we are just waiting in that our corner, wallowing in misery, when we know that the people have moved on and we must move on. There are some of us, we need to move on to spread love to other places. We have concentrated our love somewhere that other people would want to have an experience of us. But one bad experience has shelved us to the extent that we do not even want to spread the love that is in our hearts. Take your time. Is that relationship, the one who has forgotten you, is it worth holding on to the fact that they will come around? Is it worth thinking that you didn't do much? Probably I didn't impart that friendship. Probably I just gave less of myself. I am telling you this morning, life is joy. Enjoy it. Life is music. Dance to the tune. Life is amazing. There are other amazing people out there who are expecting just a tiny bit of your goodness. If somebody forgot all the sacrifices you made, There are others who are also impatiently waiting for you to give a dose of your goodness, a dose of your sacrifice, a dose of your value as a human being. Can we make a new circle now? Form a new circle. Not a circle of people who have forgotten you, but a circle of people you are willing to even transmit that your love. Make a new circle now. Forget those who have forgotten you. If that is what will bring sanity to your life, can we stop wallowing in the mystery? Those times I used to watch American Idol, there are times that when the audition ends, the judges will take their candid opinions on those who audition or the artist. And there are times they say that there are people who are unforgettable. Just because you know that person sang the song in a way that you will still remember. And they want people who are unforgettable. They want people who are memorable, that when you leave the show, people still can remember you. For all you know, you are that unforgettable person. Just because somebody forgot you and you are thinking, please don't forget me. There's another group of persons, or there's another individual who would just experience a little bit of you and think, gosh, you are memorable. See, let's not put less value on ourselves just because people forgot us. Continue to be yourself. People are bound to forget us. They will. They have. But when they forget us, how do we take that in our stride? And that's the point I want all of us to get to. When I realized that that friend had gotten busy, and according to her, she made efforts to reach and all that, the next question I asked was that, what prevented you from coming to my house? Because you knew my location. There are people we have gone the length and breadth just to connect with them, and they don't want to be connected. Can we leave those people somewhere? Forget that you did not make impact, because you did. No matter what you did, maybe it might not be monetary, but you brought smiles to the face of the person. Sometimes you are thinking, oh, because she was always paying for the lunch, me, I couldn't get anything, and so the person. No, there's something you brought to the table. For you, it might feel inadequate, but for some other person, it's adequate. For somebody who is putting less premium on what you brought on board, for some other person, they will put value. They will measure the thing and put value on it. We'll be right back.
Live on Peny Radio, your number one online Christian radio station. Peny Radio, hope for the hopeless.
All right. So we're still here. Random Thought Maxine. Forget me not. Have you been forgotten? And are you someone who easily forgets? Are you someone who easily forgets? I don't know if you have any question, if you have any contribution to this, you can share with us on WhatsApp 0543295571. Or if you're doing the watching on YouTube, share with us in the chat session, okay? Share your experiences with us. This is what this program is all about.
Okay, so just because you put value and premium on friendship does not mean that everybody to put value on you. Hey, I know, dear, the earlier you understand this statement, the better for you. Because there are times we always are thinking that, I'll go all length for this person. I'll go an extra mile for them. I was there for them. But it doesn't mean that the same measure you give to people are the same measure they are going to dose out to you. And once you get this one, you are good to go. Because most often than not, we have expectations. We all do. Why am I friends to this person? why shouldn't the person forget me? If somebody asks you, why shouldn't I forget you? You realize that all your answers will be that, oh, because I was there for you, because I was there when you needed me, because I make you laugh, because this, because that, because there's a part of you that honestly would want recognition. And we all at a point love to be recognized. But when we are forgotten, it hurts. I don't know why they gave that name to that flowers. Forget me not. But it feels like it's a plea. As or patch will be.
Yeah.
But you see, there are people too that they don't have to plea. That forget me not.
Yeah.
But when you go, you know that it's your loss. Me say no. And you know that is the point I always want us to come to terms with. That when people forget us, let's just think, oh, it's one of those things. People come and people go. True or false?
True.
People come and people go. Even in this phase of our life, the people that we thought once upon a time will never forget us have forgotten us. Some people, they get to high positions, they forget us. Meanwhile, while they were campaigning, they were sleeping in our rooms. We're taking them rounds and all that. People will share experiences of people who are in high positions now that they were eating together. But now you call them, oh, they are all busy. Honorable is busy. Honorable cannot pick your call. But once upon a time, honorable was your honorable. There are people who are on TV now and they are moving with the Obi kind of movers and shakers. And you know that these are people that probably you are even the one who even structured their CVs. You are the one who even said, oh, apply for this job. You are the one who even said, oh, this job, I think you should give it a shot. Now they are tired. You call them, they are call waiting. Oh, Pachon, I'm busy, can I call you back? I'm in a meeting. You will hear from them in the next 10 months. And you are thinking, have they forgotten that, Charlie, we've gone through hard times together? Just like we all feel when we are forgotten, we also do same to other people. And I always would say that if you are not too careful, you might not even live your best life, because you will just be in the position where it is okay to wallow in misery, where it is okay. Let no one, please, I am repeating this, put less value on yourself because you are not average. You are not. We all possess same qualities. They might be different, probably social status they have gone, but Charlie, there is no way somebody should put you down because they think that you don't deserve a slot for them to be your friends. They want to forget. It's their loss. Especially when there is no fight. You know, there are times friendship gets sour, and so people want to forget. But you have done your due diligence. You know that, Charlie, we don't have any friction. Maybe you have gotten busy. We have spoken about it. But still, the person is, they are not even opening up for you to have a feel of once upon a time what it is. Can you just chill? Relax. Drink chilled water. I nearly said drink chilled Coca-Cola or beer. No beer. And then relax. Because on the other hand, there's somebody who really wants your time. There's somebody who even appreciates your jokes. There's somebody who really appreciates your value. And even if that somebody does not appreciate your value, appreciate yourself. We are in so much bitterness, harboring a lot of pain, resentment, all because, hey, me na re femino. We nipa ye on kind of You know, people say things like this. But there are people too who remember. This my birthday. People remembered me. But at a point, I had given up on myself. Because you know the investment. It's not like you're expecting something, but we always expect. When somebody gives you 1,000 Ghana and you don't say thank you, what will the person think of you?
You don't like it.
You don't like it. And so that is it. But always, we tend to rather resort to wallowing in misery. And people are taking us for a ride. Know that you have value. Let no human being determine what your value is. Your value is your value. There are people who forget us and will make us put less value on ourselves. There are people who forget us because now they think we are not on the same level. But know that I know my level. My level. Because if you don't know your level, people will level you. And that's what it means. Sometimes people forget us. And when they forget us, it makes us doubt our very level. Am I not worthy? What does it take to constantly be in your space? If they don't want you, let them go. If it's worth fighting for and you fought through it and it's still not yielding the results, turn your eyes elsewhere. Do not place less value on yourself because you think that somebody places less value on you. People have dictated to us how we live our lives. Can you find your space now? Single-handedly. Maybe even when you detach yourself from the one who has forgotten you, you start finding your own self and you enjoy your company better. I enjoy my company better. I have sisters, but I try to make myself happy because I'm always thinking that people forget. Children forget their parents. There are children who are not even sending their monies to their parents. Maybe they have genuine concerns, but there are those who say, hey, your mother. People are forgetting their mother. What are you talking about? They are forgetting their parent. They come to Accra or they get good job. They are all busy with the hustle and bustle. Your parents even call you. You are giving them litany of excuses. Then out of pain, say, and it's because they feel you have forgotten them.
Yeah.
My grandma would say that, yeah, me friend na ma fire na me raho. And sometimes when she says that, usually I'll take it for a ride that, oh, you'd like disturbing. But she just wants to hear that somebody wants to pick their call and check up, or somebody wants to call them and check up. Let's not remember the bad things. Can we start remembering the good ones? Can we start remembering people for what they did for us? And if those people still forget us anyway, can we find a new circle? Can we not let our lives be determined be determined by what people think of us? Because if you are not too careful, you think less of yourself because somebody think less of you. It's Random Thoughts with Maxine. This morning we're talking truths about how it feels to be forgotten. It's unpleasant. You feel useless. You feel used and dumped. Nobody wants to be dumped. Nobody wants to feel used. But guess what? That is life. Humans forget. We are wired to forget. And people are also wired to forget us. But when you faint not. So maybe that text, that reminder, that call is what would help somebody not to give up on the journey of not doing good again.
Exactly.
So please pick up the phone and just do that. Do it.
All right. So Joshua, I think that is good. You can also do that. Your mom is doing something really great.
Greetings to mommy.
Yeah. Mommy is a nurse, so.
Okay. So tell mommy that we will emulate her. We like her.
Oh, all right. And so this has been Random Thought with Maxine. You can share your comments, you can share your thoughts with us as well. For those doing the listening on radio, you can share with us on WhatsApp 0543-829-571. If you're doing the watching on YouTube, for you don't have any problem. Just share with us in the chat room, okay? Share with us in the comment section. Talking about forgetting and being forgotten, okay? I think that there are some people that you help in life, and by the time you will be doing the help, you should have it at the back of your mind that I'm just throw abobo onto the so nani.
Na that should be on Samsung cow.
So for that, you know that is auto too, so then that should be anomaly best so it will not come back.
Anomaly so the NHS say zero.
So for some people, I think just do it and forget.
That is it. Just do it. But you know, interestingly, this whole forget me not thing is something that eats us up.
Yeah. In
very subtle ways. You know how it is like when somebody calls you and you cannot make the voice out. And you say things like, "Oh, please, who is this?" And the person, "Hey, it's you me. You don't have my number." You know, people expect us to.
Yeah.
They don't even want to understand your phone got spoiled. You don't have your contact. You lost it and all that. Yeah. And that's how minute it is. Not even being able to recognize people's voice. They are hurt. So for me, sometimes I take time. I'm not quick to say who is this.
Yeah.
I will take time and just do a look with the conversation, and then finally I'll just say, okay, who is this? But initially when the person calls you and you're like, oh, I don't know who is this, do you know who is talking? And you're like, then they are hurt. And that's the first one. Secondly, to sometimes people expect that we remember them.
Yeah.
So we sat in class, you should remember my name.
Yeah.
I sat behind you, should remember. And what betide you if you go and say something or mention a name? They are hurt.
Yeah.
That you can't just make. But what betide you if you remember this song? Eradicate me.
Yeah.
And you know, we go on our knees and sometimes we even forgot has forgotten us. And so we are like, oh, Kai me, we don't see me because Charlie. Hey, remember that things are not going to say, hey God, have you forgotten me?
And I was
because you are not sure if God is around. I think he's around, he should be working things and causing some surprises and things. He's not doing anything. So as humans, we know how it is. But even the Last Supper, I just like to do this in memory of what are you talking about?
So it means that he knows that at the point in time.
You're real big. That's how come he says you should do this because it feels good to be remembered. It feels good. Forget me not. Forget that person not. Forget that parent not. Forget that child not. Forget that colleague not. Forget not. Forget me not. Forget me not. Okay. I sound like you are desperate. What is forget me not?
Oh, forget me not.
It's like lovers who are separating. Like Kofi we just think through our mind and we are like, gosh, we have been forgotten. I've been used. I'm done. But you see, enough of taking that posture. If people forget us, it always does not mean that we were not good enough or we didn't impact or we didn't bring a lot of things to the table. It's just human nature. People forget. And so when they forget us, and we also make effort not to be forgotten, but we are still forgotten, can we just move on? Can we just enjoy our lives? Can we just dance to the music that's playing in the background that says life is amazing? Can we not put less value on ourselves? I know maybe that person meant so much and now things are not the way you really expected them to be. But will you stop taking the posture of living in mystery? Live your best life. Go ahead, find new people, make impact.